Hello, good day. Today we'll be talking about 10 reasons why you should register your business. This presentation was prepared by Mimi Nongo, who is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, an ACCA affiliate, a fellow of the Institute of Certified Business Consultants Nigeria, and also the lead consultant at Senk Professional Services. We'll go straight ahead to the introduction. Registering your business is actually a crucial step towards legal recognition, credibility, and long term growth. The benefits of registration span multiple dimensions from legal protection and enforceable contracts to ensure um, access to financial resources and expanded market opportunities. A registered business will usually be positioned to thrive in a competitive and regulated environment. Now, when you register your business, it means that you have an organization that is set up with a certain name that is different from you as an individual. We'll move on to the next slide where we start taking the reasons. The first reason for registering your business is to ensure legal recognition and compliance. When you register your business, it grants it full legal status and recognition under the law. Your business then operates within legal frameworks, avoiding costly penalties and fines. Registration enables that you enter into binding contracts and enforceable contracts. It also gives your business the legal standing it needs to operate with confidence and credibility. When you register your business, you know that more people will trust your business, more people want to do business with you. And then when you also register your business, it protects your business because it gives you a certain legal standing. For instance, if you start a business today with a name XYZ Nigeria Limited and that business isn't registered, you start doing that business. And then months later, you decide to go to the Corporate Affairs Commission where businesses are registered in Nigeria and you decide to register. And then you realize that, that name has been taken by another business. What then happens? It means you then have to choose another name you need to choose another name for your business. We then go ahead to the second reason why we should register our businesses. When you register your business, it gives you easy access to funding and credits. When you go to the banks for a loan, one of the first things they ask you if you're taking a loan for your business is your business registered or not? When you register your business, you're able to access funding from bank loans, investments from investors. You're able to get grants from organizations that give grants, and so much more. So, registering your business unlocks access to essential financial resources. Banks and investors would usually require proof of registration before approving loans or even providing capital. A registered business can also benefit from government grants, incentives, and credit facilities, thereby giving you the financial foundation to grow and thrive your business. Reason number three why we should register our businesses. When you register your business, like I mentioned earlier, it gives you brand protection and business name security. Now, like I mentioned earlier, imagine starting a business with the name XYZ Limited, and then months down the line, when you're ready to register, you realize that somebody else has registered that business. What would you do? It means you then have to change your name. So you see the importance of registering your business from day one before even commencing that business. So when you register your business, it secures your name legally, prevents others from using it, and it strengthens your brand identity. It means from day one, you already have like a brand identity and you're sure that it is legal. So this builds customer trust and gives you the exclusive rights to operate under your chosen name. If you check the Corporate Affairs Commission's database, for instance, you would not find two businesses with exactly the same names. So it means when you choose a name that is unique to your business, that name remains your business name, except of course it is struck off the register of the Corporate Affairs Commission. So this protects everything you have worked to build. And then we'll move on to the next reason, which talks about enhanced credibility and trust. In this age and time of online marketing, where a lot of people make purchases online, when you have a registered business, it improves customer perception because people perceive your business as a reliable and trustworthy customers. You're also able to partner with other partner with other businesses, other stakeholders. Suppliers can also trust that your business is reliable. We have so many platforms where, some of these suppliers and some of the customers search for businesses. There's Google My Business, there's social media platforms from LinkedIn to Facebook to Instagram to TikTok to Snapchat and even X. So registration usually builds customer confidence in your brand. It opens doors to strategic partnerships and enables access to better supplier terms. Nobody wants to give a loan or credit days or credit terms to a business that is not registered. So this gives your business a competitive edge in the marketplace. Reason number five why we have to register our businesses. When you register your business, it gives you access to tax benefits and your obligations can be computed correctly. So, registered businesses are able to gain clarity on taxation and financial obligations. For instance, the taxes that are paid by a business name will be different from taxes paid by a limited liability company. Same thing with taxes paid on your income as an individual. You can legally claim certain tax deductions on business expenses, reduce your overall tax burden as well. And when you comply with tax laws, it prevents future liabilities, penalties, and audits. Registration ensures your business operates transparently within the tax system, building long term financial stability. Most recently, there's been the ability for businesses to also generate their tax numbers upon completion of registration with the Corporate Affairs Commission. So this even makes it easier for businesses. And then we'll move on to reason number six, which talks about the ability to hire employees legally. When you register your business, you're able to hire employees lawfully and compliantly. No employee wants to work with a business that is not registered or they are not sure if it's legit and all that. So you gain access to a wider pool of skilled labor as a registered business. You're able to build a professional team and operate within the framework of employment laws. Remember, every employer is regulated by certain laws in their countries. In Nigeria, for instance, we have the Nigerian labor law, which employers are supposed to comply with. And then this also ensures that you have proper benefits for your employees, contracts, and protections for both employer and employee, thereby fostering a productive and legally sound workplace for both the employer and the employees. And reason number seven on why businesses should be registered is a registered business would usually survive beyond its owner. This is what we talk about when we refer to sustainability. Your business should be able to outlive you as the owner. This ensures continuity in contracts and operations. Ownership can be transferred or sold with ease, and the business retains its legal standing regardless of changes in leadership or personnel. Now, when we look at businesses that, for instance, are quoted on the stock exchange, imagine they had not been registered. How would they have been able to source for funds from shareholders and all that? Some of these businesses were probably set up hundreds of years ago, but they've been able to outlive whoever set those businesses up. So this is one reason why we need to ensure that we register our businesses to ensure that they outlive us and we're able to ensure perpetual business existence as well as proper succession for our businesses. And reason number eight on why you should register your business is it gives you access to government contracts and tenders. In Nigeria, for instance, there are certain requirements that a business needs to have to be able to bid for certain contracts. They might ask you for your corporate affairs, your CAC registration certificate, PENCOM certificate, BPE certificates, employee compensation certificates and all that. So if your business is not registered, you're not able to get these compliance documents that would enable you bid for public sector contracts and tenders. And this doesn't happen only with government contracts. There are some private sector organizations, most especially multinationals, who would usually require you to submit certain compliance documents to be able to do business with them. So if your business is not registered, it means you won't be able to access certain contracts and certain tenders with either the government or with private sector organizations. Registration also opens new market opportunities with government agencies and institutions. We all know that a lot of times we have Bank of Industry or SMIDAN or Development Bank of Nigeria, giving loans, giving grants, and all that. If your business is not registered, how then would it be easy for you to access some of these opportunities that these agencies create? It also increases your business revenue streams through public procurement. A registered business gains credibility that is essential for winning government contracts. And reason number 9 says easier record keeping and financial management. When you register your business, you're required to keep proper records. And with proper records, you're able to track how your business is doing financially, and this helps you make proper decisions for your business. Organized records are usually essential for audits, financial reporting, and demonstrating business performance to banks and investors. Good records also simplify tax filing and help identify areas for cost savings and growth. Now, imagine the tax authorities or any of the regulatory authorities showing up at your doorstep and you do not have proper records. It's going to be a hassle, and you might end up paying, taxes or penalties or fines that ordinarily your business would have avoided if they had been registered and they had kept proper records. And then lastly, we have reason number 10, which is growth and expansion. If your business is registered, that registered status supports the scaling of your business beyond its current boundaries. It's easier to establish branches or franchises with a legally recognized entity. Your business when you start a business, even when you start a business as an individual, at some point that business would need to scale. You might need to export, you might need to sell to you might need to export, you might need to sell to larger organizations, you might need to get investors and all that. Without a registered status, how then are you able to grow your business and also scale it? So when your business is registered, it builds a solid foundation for long-term success. It attracts partners and investors who are confident in your structure. On this basis, this brings me to the end of my presentation on 10 reasons why you should register your business. If you require someone who would assist you in registering your business, you can please reach out to us on our phone number here and we will attend to you swiftly. Thank you once more for listening, and please share these slides with as many people as possible. Thank you.